While the university is commonly understood to be a place where different knowledge systems enter into dialogue and debate, the institutional structures of the university tend to acculturate and conscript different kinds of knowledge into their own existing categories for what can be known, how knowledge can be organized, and what forms of knowledge are legitimate and credible. The Different Knowing speaker series and interviews address the question of if and how the university can be a place of different knowings, different epistemologies, different knowledges.
Well, I mean, if you examine these colonial societies, and even to some point in the American side of experience, I mean, part of the way that people are kept in their place is to take away their dignity, is to stereotype people and to put them in their place. So a word can tumble somebody's self-confidence. A word from somebody you don't even know. You don't even know if they've achieved anything or if they're people with integrity, but you are walking down the street, and whether you're a black lawyer, doctor, or architect or academic, or your little business owner, or you've raised 10 children, some little idiot with a word can destroy you. You know what I mean? That's what has happened in this society. So that fight, right, to overcome that, I think is because that is so ingrained. I know that up till the 1920s, the Harlem Renaissance was about, showing that the black folks could create art, could be creative. Up till then, the images of black people in American society were abhorrent and disgusting, So the whole idea that this is a vehicle, this is seize it by any means necessary and all means necessary, seize the word, seize your culture, let it be your projection, part of your vision, it's part of you, step into it, it's part of your spirit, it's part of your shadow, you work with it, you let it be known that that field around you, that energy field around you, is about being a complete and dignified self, So the battle is always there. Dub definitely tries to bring information out to the population. It tries to take, the learnings and knowledge that sometimes is reserved in places like academia and among certain people, and it popularizes it. It brings it out, And while I'm on that, it's certainly to me one of the biggest failings of the universities is how it monopolizes information and knowledge. I mean, if you don't have a specific research route, then the information doesn't get out, and the knowledge, it just remains among a few. And I think it's one of those areas that we really need to take a jackhammer to and break it up and figure out, how do we get this knowledge? Why do we have this knowledge and information and it's just locked up? And then we worry about how come people don't understand women's rights and so on and so forth, They're not getting the education. They're not getting the level of knowledge and thinking that people have been, supported by their hard labor to explore and to come up with. The revolutionary sort of trajectory of dub is, the people who came to the poetry were people who were activists, right? Yeah, we love poetry, throw a few words on the page and so forth. But the poetry was based on our activism. And what that means, right, is that it was part and parcel of the work we were doing. We didn't go home and, okay, we're going to be poets. We're activists, and using the word as part of the way we organize community, part of the way we talk to community. This is like our track, our political track. This is our way to nurture the community. This is a way of bringing community together. This is a way of articulating the visions, etc. So what you saw in the original dub poetry are the principles of political work, political ideology, and political activism in the poetry itself. So the poetry was meant to do the political work very self-consciously, without apology, right? So when that happened, the community was so loving and so accepting of it, right? It started to develop a movement around it. So then as it spread, some younger people who were not activists or part of the movement heard the stuff related to the content. They're getting political content from black folks about issues that affect them. Then they started to think about those content, right? And they like the role that the poets play in the community, and they want to become poets. So they become poets. And because of the political ideas in the poetry, they are then pushed or moved to then figure out their politics and become re-engaged in community, you know? And so it goes on. I mean, there are various other levels that people then see those people and see and hear their work and like what they're doing and figure they can also take up the message. And they take up the message and they articulate it. And some of them are not as engaged in community, but they like the message. They like the stance, and they want their voices to be heard. And they want some dialogue on the issues, right? And so it's a whole evolution